Hey everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to my review of X-Men Blue #1. Now, for those of you who may not know why there are two X-Men books, well, for one, there's always been more than one X-Men book at a time. Well, for several decades. When they first came out, I believe there was just only one book, simply titled X-Men. But as the years went on, they formed new teams, new X-Men, X-type books as they're called, came out. Well, following the Inhuman versus X-Men war, there was a one-shot that came out called X-Men Prime. And it had both teams, the ones you see here, young Cyclops, young Jean Grey, young Hank McCoy, young Angel, and Iceman's not here? Well, Iceman's not here for some reason. And young Iceman. X-Men Prime had both the teams from X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold. And in that book, the team which would make up X-Men Blue left the other team to form their own group and set off to saving the world on their own. So this is how we get to X-Men Blue #1. And this is actually a really good cover. I just don't know why they didn't put Iceman on the cover. Now, I like that we have Angel back. I mean, Worthington, not the Archangel. But there's been some changes to the characters since they were around in the 1960s. Because these are time-displaced individuals. See, these are the young versions of the X-Men. Young Cyclops, young Jean Grey, young Hank McCoy, and young Angel. They were somehow snatched from the past and brought to the future to help with the Inhuman versus X-Men war. And they have never gone back to the past, it seems. So it says, and it's mentioned here, fearing a war among mutants was on the horizon. Hank McCoy, aka X-Men, the X-Men known as Beast, pulled original X-Men, including a younger version of himself, forward through time. Now they are trapped here, separated for a while. Marvel Girl, Cyclops, Iceman, Beast, and Angel have been reunited and are determined to show the world that they are the heroes that they were always meant to be. Written by Colin Bunn, who also wrote the previous Uncanny X-Men series, which I did enjoy. Now we open up with the team flying to someplace in their X-Jet. I mean, how many X-Jets are there? Two, and then they have two Blackbirds, and then the Avengers have a Blackbird? Really? And it says, this is just, I don't know whether to laugh or pity the writer. Supersonic jets are so slow. I mean, really, that's said by Bobby Drake, Iceman. Ice creation and manipulation. He says, I miss Pickles. Having a teleporting gremlin acting as our personal chauffeur was kind of awesome. It's not like I have time for, conventional travel. I got a social life. I mean, really? I couldn't believe it the first time I read this issue, and I still can't believe it. Here we got Henry McCoy, aka Beast. Enhanced agility and strength, genius, aspiring mystic. In other words, he's aspiring to be a sorcerer. He says, I'm sorry, being an X-Man is cramping your style, Bobby. But could we get through just one mission without having to listen to you complain about it? But that's my signature move. That and, ice. All I'm saying is, if Scott hadn't run Pickles off, Jean Grey, a.k.a. Marvel Girl. Telepathy and telekinesis, team leader. Why, I don't know, because she was never team leader before. Let's try to use our code names while we're in the field, Scott says. Jean, Scott's still acting like he's in charge. I mean, they have this Iceman literally as a whiny baby. Scott Summers, a.k.a. Cyclops, Optic Blast. Jean says, Scott, Cyclops, you're not the boss of Iceman. Heads up, she says. No, that's from Angel. You're not the boss of Bobby. I mean, you're not the boss of Iceman. I mean, Iceman's acting like a little wuss. Like a little toddler who didn't get the toy he wanted. When his mother took him to the store. I've spotted our target, and allow me to say, Warren Worthington III, Angel, Wings of Cosmic Fire. Mediterranean Sea, off the coast of Italy. I want one. This is what he wants. A really nice cruise ship. So all 5 of them head down toward the cruise ship. Cerebro says our guy's here, but the ship looks deserted. I'm picking up some strange magical signatures. At least I think I'm deciphering these formula correctly. That's great. First day on the job, and we're already in over our heads. Hold on, let me do a quick mental sweep, Jean says. He's definitely here, and I'm picking up other thoughts too. Lots of them. Frantic. Scared. This way. Now, I'll admit the artwork is better in this issue than in the previous issue of X-Men Gold, number 6. But, and for this type of scenario, this is just focusing on Jean. She's using her telepathy, having everything around her sort of softened. Seems appropriate. So then we get back here to the boat. Angel says, somebody alert the party captain. We're not the only uninvited guests on board. Barbershops. Now this is not strange. It's just humorous. Huh? Iceman says. You said you missed Pickles. Well, I missed a lot of things, Scott says. Like barbershops. The old-fashioned kind. Back home, in our time, they were everywhere. Your haircuts weren't all that great back in the day. It's weird, okay? But I get a little nostalgic when I think of Briley Creme and straight edge shaves. You've never needed a straight edge shave, Iceman says. And they drew him really poorly. I mean, it was, just, so bad that they should kill him off because if they can't draw him very good. Also, you might have just officially become the world's oldest X-Man. Just saying, you don't see any real barbershops anymore. Or you come across a barber's pole today, chances are the place is full of hippies. You mean hipsters. Whatever. But he's he continues on, and Gene says, "I for one would love to see you with an awesome hipster beard." Really? No, she says. Because Scott Summers has always been clean shaven. Game faces, he's in here. So they get ready to face the enemy. And this is the enemy. I'll be begging your forgiveness, friends, for this unseemly business. If I had my druthers, I'd be sipping a bit of bubbly alongside you fine folks. But I'm a wanted man these days, and a wanted man has expenses. So I've fallen back on the only thing I've ever been good at, and that's playing the role of dashing highwayman. Black Tom Cassidy, thermokinetic blaster rogue with a brogue. And am I the only one who thinks this looks like a total ripoff of Batman Beyond? Look at that symbol. It reminds me so much of Batman Beyond's own suit. I didn't notice that when I first bought this comic. Gene says, "Sorry to interrupt your little bit of high seas piracy, but I'm going to need you to stand down and give yourself up. And you know we're not playing around because we use code names," Iceman says. I mean, Colin Bunn, why did you have to write him out to be such an annoying character? Ugh. And then Hank says, "Hate to burst your bubble, Marvel Girl." At least he uses the right code names, you know. But this guy's twirl-worthy black mustache game is on point. I don't think he's the type to politely surrender. I don't think so either, Gene says. "Light him up, Cyclops. Whatever you say, boss." And boom. His I-beam is deflected. Look at the lot of you. A bunch of wee X-Men come to run with the big dogs. And then again, wee X-Men? Is this guy a leprechaun? I mean, Iceman is so annoying in this comic book. He's not... Spider-Man uses jokes that are better than this. Whoa, watch where you're firing those I-beams, Scott. Whoosh. Check the collateral damage, guys. This is the yacht of my dreams, and we don't want any of the civilians to die a very expensive death. Then Gene gets into gear and says, "Thanks for the heads up, Angel. I'll do my best to limit damages to the Hellfire Club reject." And she uses her powers to try to do some damage to Black Tom Cassidy. No one appreciates bravado more than me, but I've been battling X-Men since before you were born, lass. I kinda doubt that, she says. If you knew a thing about the X-Men, Tom, you'd know we fight as a team. One distracts you, while the other kicks you in the face. Woof! And that's what Hank does. I read your file. You fought the X-Men time and time again, and you always lost. Whoosh! Cyclops says. I mean, he's the one who... And Iceman is the only one who does nothing. He just makes jokes. I'll take better than you've got to bring me down. Didn't we just win? Why is he still gloating? Because he has something up his sleeve. Guys, is everyone alright? It's alright, everyone. You're safe now. Where are the X-Men, the good guys? You don't understand. He's not here alone. Guys? You can see those big footprints? Because he's not there alone. Surprise! It's Juggernaut! Who wants some? Shakoo! Shakoo! Now, he's so big that his feet do make indentations on the floor. Big indentations. And here I thought this was just going to be another boring smash and grab. Lucky for me, you bozos always tend to show up when I need to vent a little steam. Unlucky for you, you picked a fight with my best pal, Black Tom, and that means you picked a fight with me, Juggernaut, Unstoppable Meathead. Wipe the snot from your noses, the water from behind your ears, lads and lasses, Cassidy says. You're about to grow up real fast. Ow! Jean, can you shut him down? She says, afraid not, his mind is protected. So, go ahead, Kane. Teach him a lesson, but don't kill him. No promises. They're kids. They've got bleeding hearts and ideals. Just rough them up and beat those principles out of. And bye. Tom? Hey. Oh no. Now here we come with the really bad dialogue from Iceman. It looks like somebody put your little rampage on ice. Get it? I mean, this is just... artistically, it gets better with each page. But the dialogue, not so much. What's with you guys? You look like kids again, like you did when I first met you. Is this another one of those de-aging situations? Or maybe you trying to get a fresh start, huh? It says down here, editor's note, Kane Marco first butted heads with the Merry Mutants in X-Men 12. And that was, decades ago. Well, there ain't no such thing as a redo, Juggernaut says. Not after what you did. I might let some of you live, but Scotty Boy gets his head pulped. And over here, Hank says, Bobby just made him angrier. What else is new? Angrier at you. Noticed that too, did you? You killed Xavier. You killed my brother. I'll slag you for what you've done. Because Charles Xavier was his brother. Guys, there are too many non-combatants in here. Take this outside, she says. Then, I get why you're angry, Juggernaut. But you've got the wrong guy. That was somebody else. Somebody I'll never be. Now you've gone and done it. The lot of you. Shut up, Jean says. Take a nap. Why don't you? And she puts him to sleep. Come here. And Scott's running for his life because in the past, when Scott has confronted Juggernaut, using his optic blast have no effect. So he can only just stay out of his way. Iceman, Angel, Beast, somebody get this guy away from me. Keep running, psych. And for pity's sake, don't look back. This is how I die? Crushed by a giant with Bobby's voice ringing in my ears? I have to agree that would be a very poor situation. Whoop. Somebody's about to fall, and that would be Scott. Angel comes in. Jump, Cyclops. I got you. So he does. And Juggernaut falls off the side of the ship and hits the water. Now you would think that took care of him. Sploosh. Yeah, that's right. And arrogant Bobby Drake says, "Sink like a stone, pal." You don't think he can swim, do you? Gene says. So we turn over here, and we see rumble, rumble, rumble. Smash! And he is back up. Somehow he got out of the water, and he should have been at the bottom of the ocean. You're really shaking my monkey tree. And I have no idea what a monkey tree is, so don't even ask. Come here, Frosty. Gurk. Take a hike. Yeah! Oh yes, that is my favorite part of this issue. Iceman gets his butt handed to him, thrown completely off of the ship. Although, personally, I wish he had been killed. Because he's written so badly. I've got Bobby. Of course, the Angel goes to rescue him. He punched right through the hull. The ship's taking on water. Fast. I can use my telekinesis to slow the... Sorry, girlie. This boat's going down. And here she doesn't get mad for being called girlie. And you're going with it. You okay? Scott says. I'm fine. But the ship's sinking. All the people on board. And here, Hank does something that is very questionable. Let me try something, he says. This guy might remember the X-Men, but he doesn't remember us. And yes, that's Hank McCoy using magic. I don't know why this one practiced magic. You know, the Hank McCoy that we all know and love, he was a man of science. What the... Hey, no, not this, no! No! So he doesn't fall to the ocean. He just vanishes. Beast, what did you do? Save the day. Short on an explanation. Not like that. You sent someone to... Did you just send him to hell? We couldn't handle him, so I sent him away. Scott is clearly upset, and Hank is acting like it's no big deal. Hank and Scott are fighting again, code names, Iceman. Don't you start with me. See, he is a little brat. He shouldn't be even alive. We're X-Men. We don't do things like that. What if someone saw the whole... That would spoil everything we've accomplished so far, Scott says. This isn't just some PR stunt. I wasn't going to let that guy endanger the boat, the people on the boat, including you, jackass. And I didn't send him to hell. I sent him to Siberia with a short detour through hell. Thank you. The X-Men, wow. You saved us. And Iceman has to get in a selfie or something. He is the most selfish on this team of 5 X-Men. You saved my money. See, looks like they don't care so much about our methods, just the results. And this is kind of humorous. Aren't you Kitty Pryde? Of course not. She's Scarlet Witch. Thank you so much, he says. No problem, really. But could you maybe give me some breathing room and keep it down? She does not even react to being called Kitty Pryde or Scarlet Witch. It takes a little concentration to keep this thing afloat. Because that's what she's doing. Now, in Madripoor, later on, they're, going home to, I guess, rest, because that's their headquarters. Angel, Bratty Iceman, the mystical Hank McCoy, Jean Grey, and Scott Summers, who should be the team leader. Jean, what's up? I just feel like I've got to ask. Are we doing the right thing here? Yes, maybe. I don't know, she says. Mutant kind has been given another chance. We're out there doing something good. We should be ecstatic. But I can't shake the feeling that we're dropping the ball. And Jane totally avoids the question. She says, do your other superhero pals love your pessimism as much as we do? Or is it an acquired taste? He has a valid concern and it's being totally disregarded. Speaking of weirdness and acquired taste, let's report to the boss, she says. It's done. Black Tom Cassidy has been brought to heel. We turned him over to the authorities in Italy. He's off the table. So Scott says, and we brought him down publicly, just like you wanted. Excellent. That's one. And I like the artwork of the 5 here. Good detail to their faces. And who said it? But there are so many more to go. We must be ever vigilant, X-Men. Magneto. Threats against mutant kind. Comrades who have lost their way. Mutants who capitalize on the fears of the populace. You have been chosen. You are the earliest incarnation of Charles Xavier's dream. To ensure that this dream becomes reality. And I will guide you. Magneto, master of magnetism, the X-Men's oldest enemy. To be continued. Now they even have a backstory here. Not backstory, but like an extra story that gives so that lays a foundation for something to come. So this doesn't give us a location, but I'm guessing it's in the northern states. they're on. This town is looking for somebody or something that's been causing havoc in their town, and this woman is their sheriff, and someone's calling her. Someone says, "We hear you, Kira," and she's experiencing the same problem that the X-Men did, using code names. She says, "Guys, come on, for tonight I'm Sheriff Lee. Hell, some of you even voted for me. This isn't some trophy hunt." Animals are being killed left and right, so they're doing the hunting. And then they find someone lurking around. And then they see another killing. Are those claw marks or bite marks? Looks like the size of them. I bet my life it was a grizzly done this. We haven't seen a confirmed grizzly sighting in these parts, and Sal was a little girl. No reason to think this is... Hey, you there! And the person doesn't say a word, he just stops. Fingers off the triggers, please, because everybody's, ready to shoot. She says, "Are you alright? Are you in some sort of trouble? You're bleeding, or whose blood is that?" Hush up, guys. Let me figure this out. That wasn't us. Wendigo. And a Wendigo comes out of nowhere. Attacks him. And loves saying its name. Wendigo. And they try shooting the thing. And then the strange person who was standing around balls his fist up. Yes, And we see the familiar and it's someone with adamantium claws. It's not Logan. That he goes and fights the Wendigo, does damage to it. Wendigo, and he's already been scarred, and the sheriff looks worried. And so he makes short work of the Wendigo, and then we see a lot of blood splattered on the ground. She looks back because she hides behind the tree, and she doesn't see anything, but she does see nothing. Everyone's gone. Where the hell did they go? Not the end. So that was it for X-Men Blue 1. I thought, in terms of dialogue, it was very poor. All of the characters were good. Were pretty good, except Iceman. And I didn't like it that Jean Grey had been made the team leader. I always liked Scott Summers as the team leader, but that's not my call. At least the Angel is back, and that's kind of nice. But these are the original X-Men taken from the 1960s. So they're out of time in a manner of speaking. But the biggest disappointment is Iceman. Colin Bunn wrote the Uncanny X-Men series that ended more than a year ago, I think. And that was a good series. Mind you, it wasn't perfect, but it was good. And yet he writes this? Yeah, anyways. Leave me your comments below. What did you think about it? Did you enjoy it? Or did you hate it? Did you want to throw up on it? Let me know. Also, please do subscribe if this is your first time visiting my channel. Also, do smash that bell like She-Hulk so you'll be notified of when the new videos upload. And also, please do like this video if you enjoyed it and share it with someone else who would enjoy it as well. Till next time, to readers.